What's up, people of the world? It is I, Alex Swimmer, aka AP3 Jumped, and welcome to another little review. This time it's a little different. It's 2 weeks overdue, but I I apologize for that. But you know what? Better late than never because I'm so sorry I keep doing these reviews so late. Ah, you think I'd know better by now, but I still don't. Because there's one review to do after this. That'll be a month old, over a month old. Anyway, welcome to my Big Bang Theory series finale review. Yes, where do I start? Well, I'm just gonna cut right to the chase and say that you know not a lot of people have this opinion, but The Big Bang Theory was one of my favorite shows, like ever, actually. I had been a fan of it for a very long time. Like, I'd say since middle school. My dad introduced me to it, like, around that time, I guess, because it came out in 2007. I was in my final year of elementary school at that point, and so I guess I first heard of it in middle school, but then I didn't really start to watch it regularly until high school. I would watch reruns constantly, like every single rerun for per week, and on both the Fox and TBS, mostly Fox, but and I would still do that, throughout the whole series lifespan. And I got myself Kitty's shirt, by the way. I don't think this is licensed though, because I looked on the tags everywhere, and it doesn't appear to be a licensed shirt. Wearing two shirts just like Sheldon, because yeah, I am very much like Sheldon. Uh, I, I'm quite. I'm. Well, I try to be. I try to be smart. If I could be a little modest here, and I'm very creative. Although I'm not a genius like Sheldon. I guess I would say I have above average intelligence. Well, I'm able to think outside the box in a lot of situations, but Sheldon is also very clueless. I'm not as clueless as Sheldon, but I'm still. If there's any TV character that was familiar to me, that would be Sheldon Cooper. He's the most familiar character. He is the most familiar fictional character to me that there is because yeah, and he we are extremely similar. And I've been saying it ever since I started watching the show. And all my family and friends would keep saying that I'm just like Sheldon, and yes, I am. I totally agree. Your cough drop. So I decided to wear two shirts and no glasses. Although my hair is in the shortest Sheldon's right now, but I put my glasses on in a second. But yeah, I know this isn't everyone's favorite show, and I completely understand why. In the very beginning, it was more of a stereotypical sense on nerd culture, and people would argue that it sort of stayed like that throughout the entire series. Although as times have changed, nerd culture has become has become mainstream culture. And some people argue that The Big Bang Theory hasn't exactly captured that. I feel like it has and it hasn't, like at the same time. I personally feel like it has, but I agree it hasn't in some areas. But for the most part, I feel like that's handled just fine. There was only a couple of times in like the earlier seasons where I would groan at certain things that that Penny would say to the guys, and that just made me like, oh, that's not the way it is these days. So I can understand why people don't like The Big Bang Theory, but there's still a lot of people, such as myself, who do like it, and this was one of my favorite shows, and it was, well, not just of all time, but it was one of my favorite shows during high school, right along with My Little Pony. So, because I first got into those shows in high school. and that's when I became huge fanatics. I'm just one person. That's why I became a huge fanatic for both shows. I cannot concentrate without my glasses on. I'm so sorry. But yeah, I felt like I did that effect justice, me dressing up as Sheldon. But where was I? Um, and it might sound like I'm repeating myself throughout the review, so I apologize. Although there is a lot to hate about The Big Bang Theory, according to a good majority of people, there's also a lot to love about The Big Bang Theory. The for me personally, it's the characters, it's the writing, it's the humor, it's situations that happen, and the circumstances that happen to the characters, some good and bad, and everywhere in between. But yeah, it's for me, it's The Big Bang Theory has been one incredible ride, and for 13 years, I mean not 13, 12 years. For 12 years, this show was on, and it was one of the longest running sitcoms there was. There's like it ended off with like 280 episodes. That's like close to 300, and that's been on like because not many shows are capable of doing that. My Little Pony just reached its 200th episode in its ninth season, and Big Bang Theory's bound for 12 seasons. So yeah, those are amazing feats, if you ask me. And because let me talk about the finale itself for a second, because I've mostly been talking about the series as a whole. I'm sorry about that, by the way. So yeah, The Big Bang Theory. It's the finale was very fun. It was a two-parter. It was much like how My Little Pony season finales are and season premieres. And so I'm going to get into spoiler territory. If you haven't seen the series finale by this point, then I guess stop watching the video right now. But if you have seen it, then stay along for the ride. And in this episode, a lot of things that we've been waiting for to happen finally happen. Like Sheldon, along with Amy, finally get the Nobel Prize. The elevator finally gets fixed. Sheldon finally gets slapped by Leonard, and that was fucking awesome, by the way. I mean, we know. Us fans, we knew that's what. We knew someone wanted to do that. Everyone wanted to do that. Everyone, the whole cast wanted to, even the supporting cast has wanted to slap Sheldon. Now, someone finally slapped Sheldon, and that was fucking hilarious. And yeah, the finale, and when I'm sort of a cut to the end here. The climax. Oh, another thing. Leonard and Penny are pregnant, so that's really awesome, and they're gonna have a child together. So that's really neat. And we finally got to see Howard Bernadette's kids on screen. Finally got to see Hallie and Michael on screen, because I've been dying for years to see that. If Carol and Susie were still alive, then I'm sure she would have made an on-screen appearance as well. May she rest in peace. And she kind of sort of did in one episode in one of the later seasons, but she never showed her face in the show. But a random fun fact is, after her passing, she would have a little magnet on the refrigerator in Leonard's apartment, and that has been there in every episode since, leading up to the finale, right after she passed away. So that's really awesome and sweet. And let's see, anything else? Oh yeah, let me talk about the actual the acceptance little ceremony for the Nobel Prize, and that's an extremely touching scene. And I know I'm saying the word a lot, but No, it really is. I mean, I don't know what else to say. I mean, Sheldon, at that point, finally fully appreciates his friends and family pretty much for the first time, like completely. Sheldon, which is something Sheldon has struggled to do with since day one. And that scene was honestly really beautiful. And it was, it was a great way to end the show. And, the show actually ended the same way how the intro ends. With all the characters, all the main 7 characters eating in the living room, eating dinner in the living room while an acoustic version of the Barenaked Ladies theme song for the TV show plays. And that's really sweet. What a perfect way to end off the series. And after that, there was a little behind the scenes special talking about the finale, hosted by Johnny Galecki and Callie Cuoco. And later that night, the whole cast, the main 7 cast, they all appeared on Stephen Colbert, and we got to find out even more behind the scenes stuff. There was one thing that we did not find, there was still one thing that we never learned, and that was Penny's maiden name. Because she is just like Mr. and Mrs. Turner in that regard. We never got to learn their first names, just like how we still didn't get to learn Penny's maiden name. It's like when Kylie Cuoco said on Stephen Colbert, there literally is no answer. Just like with the Turners. So I find that to be very interesting. I guess they did really want to keep that secret. But I guess I'm done. What are my final thoughts? Well, let me do a jump cut before I do that. So yeah, I guess the final question is, I mean, I'm still sticky from sucking on a cough drop. But the final question is, what does the Big Bang Theory mean to me? Well, I only have a few minutes left to answer this because my camera will die. What it means to me is that it was, it's just a really fun show to watch. It, for the most part, represented nerd culture in a pretty good way, like I said in the beginning of the review. And it's just a show that really, really means a lot to me. And I've been watching it for a very long time, and it's been on TV for a very long time. It's just one of those shows that, it's one of those shows I'm going to remember for the rest of my life, because, it was so integral to my life at a particular point. Yeah, starting in high school, leading all the way up until now, until well after college. And yeah, it's just, The Big Bang Theory has always been a special show to me, like from the moment I started watching it. My first episode was the episode where Sheldon was trying to train Amy. Not Amy, what the fuck am I saying? She was trying to train Penny like a dog. And that was the first episode I ever watched. It opens up with Penny cooking breakfast in the kitchen. She was like, "Sheldon, come dance with me." And then Sheldon's like, "No." Yeah, what a perfect introduction for me in hindsight, because that's really mostly from what I remember from my very first time watching that. So, and then the part where Leonard is squirted with water by Sheldon like a dog is like, "Bad, Leonard." So yeah, just all in all, there aren't really too many shows like The Big Bang Theory, and there probably will never ever be one like it, because it's just, it managed to be, while seemingly simple, it managed to be very unique, at least in my opinion, in terms of what the show was trying to do and what the show was all about. And it's evolved so much, the characters evolved so much, and I've gotten to see these characters evolve, like throughout the entire show's lifespan throughout the years. And with any of my favorite shows, that's nothing short of amazing for me. It's always rewarding seeing my favorite characters from one of my favorite TV shows just blossom into something bigger and greater than themselves, and evolve and turn into the best version they can possibly be. Maybe even better. The My Little Pony has done that. The Lighthouse is doing that. And yeah, Drake and Josh did that as well. So that's what any great show should do. So yeah, that's it with my little review. If you like this video, then don't forget to subscribe. Be sure to stay tuned for more videos like this. I still have more reviews to do. 2 more for this month, and then I'm completely done for reviews for this month. Then I'll be all caught up. Still have My Little Pony to review, and Avengers Endgame. Yeah. Like I said, better late than never, but I'm still gonna do it. So yeah. If you like this video, then definitely leave a like and subscribe and hit the bell to be notified of future videos I make. And you know, let me know what you thought of the Big Bang series finale. And if you're a Big Bang Theory fan like I am, then let me know what you thought of the series as a whole. I definitely love to hear your thoughts down in the comments. And I don't know what else to say. Other than that, I'm Alex Swimmer. You know, I really wish my phone would stop dying. Tyler, for the love of God, bring that camera, please. You should know why I need it. My phone's just not enough space on my phone to record, because yeah, my outros keep getting cut off by it. Anyways, I'm Alex Swimmer, aka AP3Jumped. Thank you so much for watching until the end. That's it for me, and I'll see you soon. Goodbye. Big Bang Theory was also known for having a hell of a lot of guest stars over the years, and that's another thing I love about that. Great shows do that as well. And I'm gonna end off the video. Tyler, seriously, if you don't bring that camera to me, I will blow your brains out with my mind. I'm just kidding. Bazinga. Y'all knew that was coming.